Welcome to Everything Football. So we already know the identity of 10 out of the 16 teams that are going to be in the round of 16. So I thought, why not take a look at the first draft, because we already have an idea of which teams will face which ones. In fact, we already have 4 fixtures confirmed out of the 8. So these are the fixtures that are already confirmed. Netherlands will take on the USA, good fixture. England will take on Senegal. France will face Poland, and Argentina will play Australia. That last group, Australia, Argentina, those teams, it was so hard to know which ones were going to go through. I was supposed to do this video earlier, but there was so much chaos. Like Australia could have been out, it could have been Tunisia. Argentina's group, Poland might not have been there. Mexico are almost going through. So for now, we have the 8 teams confirmed in terms of fixtures, but we already know Portugal are already through as well, and Brazil are already through as well. So a couple of teams that could end up facing each other. Brazil might end up facing like a Uruguay or teams from that group, Portugal's group, and Portugal themselves could end up facing like a Cameroon or a Serbia or Switzerland. So I think you can have an idea of which players to go for, but there's still a couple of groups that are not yet decided. The Belgium group with Croatia, which team will end up facing which one, and also Spain's group, Germany. There's a possibility of Spain facing Morocco, for example. There's a possibility you could see Belgium against Germany or Belgium against Spain. So we are going to try and avoid a couple of those teams. So here is the first draft. So I have gone for Martinez, Argentina, and Szczesny, Poland. Now the Szczesny pick is a bit all over the place. I do agree if you're thinking that, but he's saved 2 penalties so far. Poland are not conceding that many goals, although they played quite poorly against Argentina. Before the Argentina game, they had not conceded a single goal, and Argentina put 2 past them. So their defense is not the worst. Only 2 goals conceded in 3 games. They're facing France, a very tough game for them. So hopefully someone like Szczesny can get you save points. And then I've also gone for Martinez, who will be facing Australia, so he definitely has a chance of a clean sheet. Obviously, when all the games are confirmed, there could be, you can have the goalkeeper from Brazil, Alisson, you can have the goalkeeper from Portugal, literally up to you. But as of now, I've gone for Martinez and Szczesny. A little bit costly, both of them costing you 5.5 million. That is a total of 11 million. But you need to remember that the smaller teams, the cheaper players are eliminated now, and you're going to have to splash some cash for the players that are remaining. Very, very good players and expensive players, because it's the top teams that will be remaining from the round of 16 and the quarterfinals and all that. So those are the 2 goalkeepers I have gone for. Defensively, the first pick, I've gone for Harry Maguire up against Senegal. Now, Senegal are not slouches in terms of scoring goals. They've scored 5 goals in the 3 games, so they're not terrible. I would actually expect them to score a goal. So if you're going to avoid English defenders or England defenders, I don't think it would be an issue. But the thing with players like Maguire and Shaw is attacking potential as well. Even if they concede, Maguire is a massive threat from corners. Every time there's a corner, it's almost like giving him a penalty. Like every time England gets a corner, the last 2 match days have owned Maguire, I feel like it's a definite chance to score. Like it's a good chance. So that is how attacking he is in terms of corners. And also Shaw on that left side, I don't think it's a bad idea. Trippier as well, even Stones if you prefer, but I've gone for Maguire. Trippier obviously could be a good option, but there's a chance that he could be rotated because Walker is back, so that is a risk. Maguire is 100% going to start, and even Shaw on that other side, he got subbed off in the last game. They had already gone through, yes, but you never know. With players like Walker there and players like Trent there, you never know what the coach is thinking. But for now, I'm going to stick with Maguire. Second, I've gone for Theo Hernandez. Is almost like a striker, man. Like the crosses he was putting on that left side in the second game that they played, like chances he can create. He obviously got an assist as well. Massive threat. I mean, his brother was playing in the first game, but since he's out and Theo Hernandez was rested for the last game, I think Kamavinga played as a left back. Theo Hernandez will definitely be back for this one. And against Poland who looked very toothless against Argentina, that could be a clean sheet and attacking return as well. So Theo Hernandez is my pick from France. Dumfries is also there. He's not yet got the attacking returns that we were hoping from him, although I've not even actually had him for all 3 match days. I've had him for the first match day, but after that I went for Daley Blind, his teammate, and I think he's basically done the same, because I think he almost does the same on that left side. I've seen him getting on the end of a couple of crosses too. So if you don't want Dumfries, you can obviously go for Nathan Ake or Van Dijk if you prefer, or obviously Daley Blind as well. Or if you feel like Martinez and Szczesny are too expensive, you can obviously go for their goalkeeper and then downgrade Dumfries to someone someone cheaper if you need that cash for elsewhere. But as of now, against USA have not scored that many goals. They didn't score against England, and they only scored once in those other two games against Iran and also against Wales. So they're not the best in terms of attacking threat. The next one is Sandro, Brazil. He got rested in the last game. Brazil just don't concede goals. Now, I'm recording this before Brazil play Cameroon, but I would expect them to win that game and finish top of the group, which would mean they could face maybe Uruguay or South Korea or Ghana. I think that would be a decent fixture for them still. I think during the qualifiers, they conceded 5 goals in like the 18 games they played or 17 games they played. Crazy. Like that is a very good record. Players like Marquinhos could also be good options, but for now I've gone for Sandro on that left side because he can bomb forward as well. He can put in crosses, and he was rested in the last I would expect him to get rested in this game against Cameroon. So let's see how it goes. And then the 5th defender is Cancelo. I've put in a lot of money in defense, but then again, remember, we don't have any more defenders from Qatar, from Saudi Arabia, from Poland, those cheaper guys. So we have to go for the expensive players. A team like Croatia might still go through. You might still go for a player like Sosa as well. Maybe Belgium could go through. We have to wait and see. But for now, I've gone for Cancelo for Portugal. He could end up facing a Cameroon. He could end up facing like a Serbia or Switzerland. I think that would be a good fixture. So that is the defense done. For the midfield, Bellingham for now, 7.5 million. Mason Mount was rested in the other game, so you can definitely go for him as well. Bellingham played further forward, but I didn't really threaten that much. You can obviously go for Saka if he returns to the team, but I think that is a bit difficult. Although for England, we get to see their team is quite early there. We get to know about their teams like 2 days before. So if Rashford ends up starting, you can go for him as a punt up front. Or if Saka ends up returning to the team, or Foden keeps his position, like all of them could be good options depending on who starts. Remember, we all have a wildcard ahead of round of 16, so you don't have to worry about that. You can go for anyone, but for now, I've gone for Bellingham at 7.5 million up against Senegal. Di Maria as well. He's going to play against Australia. He's gotten a couple of assists, like the one for Messi. I mean, it was basically all Messi's work, but you know, Di Maria, he can take some corners. He might take some freaks as well. Key passes could definitely help you. So against Australia, I'm not going to complain about that. And he's a definite starter. So 8.5 million, I think, is a decent price, especially if you don't want to go for Messi. I think Di Maria could kind of cover, not cover that much, but you can at least have an Argentine player, Argentine attacker in your team. I've also gone for Rabiot. Now, Rabiot he was rested for the France's last game, and also there's a game where he had a goal, an assist, and also had like 4 tackles, which gave him a point in that, an extra point. So those are the kind of players we want in our teams. He's getting forward so much recently for Juventus in the Champions League, in Serie A, and also from what I've seen with France in the 2 games, he's getting forward a lot. So could be a good option. He played really well against Australia in the first game. And then Pulisic is kind of a punt. You don't really have to go for him if you feel like they're not going to score against Netherlands. There's a lot of other midfielders you can go for, especially from Brazil, like a Casemiro. Portugal, if they secure a top spot, Bruno Fernandes, and if you have enough cash, Bruno Fernandes could be an option as well, all those guys. But for now, I've gone for Pulisic 7.5 because, I mean, he assisted in the first game and he also scored in the 3rd game. So he's gotten a couple of returns, and yes, also not conceding a lot of goals. So you never know. That game could end 0-0 and you could get a clean sheet point as well. And key passes too, very important in this game. So Pulisic is the 4th midfield. And then on the bench, I've gone for De Paul because he's very cheap. And also I had him in matchday 3. He didn't really assist or score, but he had, I think he had 2 tackles, which was 1 less for the one that you need 3 tackles to get a point. So he got 2 tackles. He missed out by 1. And he also had a key pass as well in that game. So he missed out by 1 as well. So he could easily, those are the kind of players I want. Players like Kimmich, who you could also go for if Germany go through. Players like De Paul, a player who can get you key passes and also get you tackles in midfield. And I think Rabiot goes into that category as well. So De Paul, 5 million is an enabler. You can also go for anyone else if you prefer. If like a Kamada goes through in Japan, you can always go for him. But that is the midfield I've gone for now. And finally, for the forward players, Kylian Mbappe 100% has to be in your team. I feel like 85% or 90% are going to have him and probably captain him for that game against Poland. He got rested. He came on for like the last 30 minutes against in the last game against Tunisia, but he's definitely fresh up against Poland. He has to be in your team. Simply, if there's one player that is a must on this match day, it's going to be Mbappe. And I don't even need to say anything more about him. Next up is Cody Gakpo, scored in all three group games so far, and he will be facing USA. So I think you kind of need to go for him. If I really wish he was a midfielder, someone like Badvine was playing every single day and he had played well in like 2 of those 3 games, I'd be happy to go for him in midfield and have that striking position for someone else like Messi. As you see, I've not gone for Messi, which is crazy I because of the money. Personally, I feel like when you get closer, I will go for Messi in the team. But this is just a balance, literally up to you. You can obviously take out like a Gakpo and bring in Messi, and then try and find that money elsewhere. And then next up, I'll go for Richarlison. We don't know which team is going to play against, but it could be like a South Korea or Uruguay. I still feel like he's going to do well. I think he's going to be rested in the game against Cameroon. He scored at brace, a very good goal, probably second goal of the tournament so far. So Richarlison is in the side as well. So that is the forward line: Mbappe, Gakpo, Richarlison. So I've left out Messi. If we bring in Messi instead of Richarlison, Messi is going to cost you 10.5 million. So you're going to need that 3 million from elsewhere. So this team is going to cost you something like, let me just confirm that. This team is going to cost you 0.5. You're going to only have 0.5 million left in the bank. So 99.5 million is what it's going to cost you, which means you're going to have, when you take out Richarlison, you're going to have like 8 million to spend. So you can't really afford Messi. You're going to have to get that 2.5 from somewhere, which you can. You can downgrade Dumfries to like an Ake and try and find 1.5 million from elsewhere, probably Maguire for someone else, maybe Bellingham for someone cheaper, maybe Di Maria for someone cheaper. But as you see, you'll have to totally break this team. Obviously, you can take out one of the goalkeepers and also Cancelo. I don't think it's totally hard. I mean, you can take out Cancelo and maybe Chesney and Dumfries, downgrade them, and then get in Messi instead of Richarlison. But that will leave you with no Brazilian attackers. So do you want to go into those games, the Brazil attackers? This one is kind of well balanced. You have a French attacker, a midfielder, and a defender for that game against Poland. For Argentina, you also have the goalkeeper in case of a clean sheet against Australia. You also have Di Maria to try and cover Messi in terms of attacking potential, and also De Paul. If Messi scores, probably going to be Di Maria or De Paul assisting. You also have a defender from England and also a midfielder from England. Harry Kane is another option. Do you want Harry Kane? Do you want Marcus Rashford? Literally up to you. I've also gone for Portuguese defender. I've also gone for a punt in Pulisic, someone different. In the Pulisic area, in the Pulisic position, you can go for any other differential. I feel like this is the area to go for a differential pick, whichever you want, from USA, from Morocco, whoever goes through, literally up to you. I've also covered Netherlands defense and Netherlands attack. I feel like this one is well balanced. So let me know if you agree with this team, or you're going to do something different. This is just a fast draft. Obviously, we got to know which teams have gone through so far. We only know these games, and you also know Brazil and Portugal are through, but you don't know which teams they're going to face. Teams like Croatia could be here. Teams like Belgium could be here. You never know. Lukaku could start against Croatia and score 3 goals, and all of a sudden he becomes an option. Someone could get an injury. Someone could get a yellow card and miss the next game. So you need to take all that into consideration. Neymar, he could be back very soon. Is he an option again? Do you avoid him? Would you go for like a Casemiro? Let me know. So thank you for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.